Victims declare, "The world owes me everything," and never do anything to better their lives. Dr. Henry Cloud. Hey everyone, welcome to Motivation Monday, episode 3. Sorry it's a little late this week. I'm going to start off with a couple quotes. "You cannot help people permanently by doing for them what they should do for themselves." Abraham Lincoln. "What separates privilege from entitlement is gratitude." Brene Brown. "If this country is ever demoralized, it is from trying to live without work." Abraham Lincoln. So there are two mindsets which can hamstring your goals. One is the victim mentality, where you feel like circumstances are holding you down, that you just cannot overcome the things that are facing you. And the second one is an entitlement mentality, where you feel like the world owes you something. You are owed some special privileges or something special just because of who you are. Both of those can hold you back. And I used to think that those two were unrelated, that you couldn't have one and the other, but actually they play into one another. Isn't it funny how someone with a victim mentality will often feel entitled to your help or to someone giving them something special just because they are a victim? And it's also common for people who feel entitled to, when things don't go their way, they play the victim card. And both of them have one thing in common. Everything lies outside of my control. Both of these release the sense of ownership, and they say, oh, the world needs to change. Oh, I can't overcome my circumstances because things are just too bad. No, you can overcome these things, but first you need to change your mindset. When you say that things are outside of your control, then that makes you feel justified in not taking ownership of the things that you can control, and that is your attitude and your work ethic. If we change our attitude, then no matter what our circumstances are, we can come into the day and face it with a positive attitude. We can say, oh, I'm not just good under the circumstances because circumstances aren't weighing me down. I am crushing these things. I am tackling them, and I am taking ownership of them and overcoming them. And that is when we can say, like Zig Ziglar said, fantastic, but I'm improving. Or Dave Ramsey's famous line, better than I deserve. If we reflect on that, that is an attitude of gratitude. That is saying, I am better than I deserve, because guess what? I was born in sin. The wages of sin is death, and I'm not dead. I'm still living. I'm still breathing. So I am better than I deserve, and I'm grateful for it. There are certain things that people say that just communicate that they feel like a victim. Something like, oh, the little man just can't get ahead. Or you're always going to have a car payment. These things are just said with total resignation. Like, oh, I can't control these things. It's just the way it is. You can't possibly get free of debt. Guess what? You can. We are obliterating the last of our car debt with this tax return. We have $4,135 still owing, and we are going to knock that out. And I'm so excited that we're going to do that. And after that happens, guess what we're going to do with what used to be our car payment? That's going into a savings account, 10606. Every 2 weeks, it's going to go in there. Instead of paying for another car, like Car One and all these places are calling us constantly trying to get us to upgrade. Guess what? This car still has lots of miles left, and we are going to run the wheels off of it until we can afford to buy a car for cash, which is awesome. And that's what you need to do. And so many people are always telling me, oh yeah, you should use your credit card and just pay it off every month. There's something that I learned in my first go-round with credit cards, and that's if you keep playing with snakes, you will get bit. When I spent on a credit card, I spent more than I should have. I was out of control, and I got caught in that revolving balances trap where, I'm going to take as much as I can and try to pay down my credit card, and then, I can't afford to put gas in the car. So guess what? I'm putting it on the credit card, and that cycle continues, and you just are trapped in that pit of debt. You can get free of it, but first you've got to decide to get those things out of your life. So you're not a victim. Yes, life throws terrible, horrible, often just circumstances your way that seem like they're insurmountable. But guess what? You can overcome them. You can face job loss, even bankruptcy, divorce, disease, just depression, all these things that face people from day to day. But if you feel like you're a victim, I want to tell you, you don't have to be. If you take intentional steps, you can dig out of this circumstance. If you allow yourself to feel like a victim, you will sink into the rut of apathy and you will never get free from your circumstance. Second of all, remember, you're not entitled to anything. If you struggle with entitlement, I recommend that you read Extreme Ownership: How Navy SEALs Lead and Win. The main thing both of these mindsets have in common is that their focus is external. The only thing you can control is how you react to your circumstances. So expect the best, plan for the worst, and then capitalize on whatever comes. And here are some intentional steps you can take this week to take control of your financial life. Number 1, do your budget. Go to everydollar.com, fill out your first budget, sit down with your spouse, discuss it, get on the same page. Check out my video on budget basics. You can do this. 2, if someone depends on your income, get inexpensive term life insurance. I have it, and the peace of mind is great, knowing that if I pass away, my wife will be able to survive on what used to be my income because she can invest the life insurance proceeds and live off the dividends. So do that. Get life insurance. Number 3, do a will. That's one thing I haven't done yet, but I think everyone who has people who are dependent on them need to do a will. I don't have kids yet, so maybe that's why it hasn't jumped to the forefront of my priorities, but I think that everyone needs to do a will so that it's clear what you want to happen to all your stuff when you're gone. 4, save up your $1,000 emergency fund. If you're just getting on the bandwagon of having a budget and knocking out your debt, first you need to save $1,000. That way, when little life circumstances come up, a flat tire, a blown transmission, whatever, you can take care of those little things without digging out a credit card. Number 5, you need to start your debt snowball. List your debts from smallest to largest and attack the smallest one with a vengeance. Once you knock that out, it's awesome because you get that sense of traction. You see the progress that you're making, and that makes you so much more intense to continue attacking debt. If you don't see progress because you're throwing $50 here and $25 there, you will not stay on track. It's just like a diet. It's just like going to the gym. You've got to see some visible progress if you're going to stay motivated. All right, guys, that's Motivation Monday. I hope this was helpful. Please like, comment, subscribe. Check out these other videos from the show.
When the lights go down, I'm gonna be there. When you